Urgent Dirty Birds fan! Look at what just happened! Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Dirty Birds news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Falcons expected to take edge rusher in first round. The Falcons are widely expected to target an edge rusher in the first round of tonight's draft, with Tennessee's James Pierce and Marshall's Mike Green frequently listed as potential fits. Atlanta swapped out veteran edge defenders this offseason, signing Leonard Floyd after letting Matt Judon hit free agency. Floyd is entering his age 33 season, so the team is likely looking for a long-term option to pair with 2022 second-rounder Arnold Ebiketie. Pierce and Green, two of the class' most athletic, productive edge rushers, have both been linked to the Falcons, per Diana Rossini of The Athletic. Pierce had 5 sacks across his last 2 seasons at Tennessee and led all edge rushers with a 47-second, 40-yard dash at the Combine. Green had 5 sacks in 2024 alone, and posted elite agility numbers at his pro day. However, both players have character flags that the team will need to evaluate, according to Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer. Green's flags stem from multiple accusations of sexual assault in his past, which might take him off some teams' boards altogether. More nebulous concerns about Pierce are connected to his maturity, so a team with confidence in their coaching staff and locker room culture may believe they can get the most out of him. Both Pierce and Green were listed as primary options for the Falcons by ESPN's Matt Miller, as well as Texas A&M's Shemar Stewart. Stewart has an even more appealing athletic profile than Pierce and Green, but lacked the same production in college. He has an NFL-ready frame with excellent explosiveness, but recorded only 5 sacks in each of his last 3 seasons at College Station. The Falcons' consistent links to Pierce and Green suggest they will prioritize the college production of i.e. Pierce and Green over Stewart's upside. If none of the 3 are available, Atlanta may pivot to Georgia's Michael Williams, who is widely thought to be the next best edge rusher in the class. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Dirty Birds news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. NFL GM guarantees Falcons will trade QB Kirk Cousins. While many hypothetical trades have allegedly been discussed between general managers during the Senior Bowl, NFL Combine, and college pro days, no teams have pulled the trigger on a deal as of yet. However, that doesn't mean fans won't see a small flurry of moves in the hours leading up to Round 1 of the 2025 NFL Draft on Thursday. Several high-profile players, including Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver George Pickens, New York Giants pass rusher Kayvon Thibodeau, and Cincinnati Bengals pass rusher Trey Hendrickson, have all been rumored to be on the trade block. One name is seemingly drawing more attention than the others: Atlanta Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins. With Miami Hurricanes passer Cam Ward expected to go number 1 overall to the Tennessee Titans, reports indicate that other QB-needy teams are not sold on Colorado's Shedder Sanders and Ole Miss Jackson Dart, implying they could look to fill their quarterback voids via trade. And while the Falcons have been telling everyone who will listen that Cousins isn't available, one anonymous GM recently told Outkick's Armando Salguero that a Cousins trade will, in fact, happen. "They've played all you people," the anonymous GM told Salguero. "They're trading him. It's gonna happen, guaranteed. They've been talking to a bunch of teams. Only question is when they come back to earth and do it. That might be a while." Over the last few days, Cousins has been linked to the Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Minnesota Vikings by multiple news outlets. A Minnesota reunion seems the unlikeliest of the 3 scenarios, given Cousins' inflated salary and 2024 first-round pick J.J. McCarthy ready to take over head coach Kevin O'Connell's offense. Many analysts believe the Browns and Steelers make the most sense given Cleveland's need at the position, with Deshaun Watson likely to miss the 2025 season with an Achilles injury and the team trying to compete for a championship with its current roster, and Pittsburgh potentially getting frustrated with Aaron Rodgers stringing the team along while he drags out his decision on next season. A lot of chatter on Falcons drafting Tennessee pass rusher James Pierce Jr. The Atlanta Falcons are being linked to Tennessee pass rusher James Pierce Jr. in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft. The Atlanta Falcons hosted Tennessee outside linebacker James Pierce Jr. at their facility 3 weeks ago. Pierce may be headed back to Flowery Branch after Thursday night's opening round of the 2025 NFL Draft, Two insiders who correctly predicted the Falcons' surprising first-round selection of quarterback Michael Penix Jr. last year have Atlanta adding Pierce to its pass rush Thursday. One of the two, ESPN draft analyst Matt Miller, went as far as saying his Pierce pick came from the same place as his Penix selection. There was a debate between sources this week about whom the Falcons will target, but they all expect a pass rusher to be the pick, Miller wrote. Though Marshall's Mike Green and Texas A&M's Shemar Stewart were brought up by different scouts, the hottest buzz, which came from the same source who connected Michael Penix Jr. to Atlanta before the 2024 draft, told me to pick Pierce. The other. CBS Sports insider Jonathan Jones cited the Falcons' recent pass rush struggles. Atlanta finished second to last in the NFL with 31 sacks in 2024. The Falcons have the fewest sacks in the entire NFL since 2018, so that must change with their first round pick, Jones wrote. At this point in the mock, Pierce has to be the best pure pass rusher on their board, with 17-12 sacks in the past 2 seasons, along with 3 forced fumbles. Once a preseason favorite to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft, Pierce is still considered a first-round pick, though he has an expansive draft day range. The 21-year-old Pierce is a 2-time first-team All-Sec selection. In 2023, he led the Volunteers with 14 tackles for loss, and was 8th in the FBS with 10 sacks across 13 games. Pierce again led Tennessee in tackles for loss with 13 in 2024, while adding 5 sacks. Pierce has an off-field resume worth examining. He was arrested in December 2023 for disobeying orders from police after being pulled over for speeding and driving on a suspended license, though charges were later dropped after he showed he received a new driver's license and paid his speeding ticket. According to The Athletic, Pierce's concerns pertain to his on-field drive and attitude, along with his maturity. The Falcons reportedly are willing to bypass those issues for Pierce and defensive tackle Walter Nolan, according to the Ringer draft. Insider Todd McShay, formerly of ESPN, "I'm hearing Atlanta may be perfectly fine to overlook those things," McShay said on The McShay Show. Thus, buzz surrounding Pierce and the Falcons has continued to grow, not just from pundits, but within league circles. NFL Network draft expert Daniel Jeremiah has Atlanta selected Georgia linebacker Jalen Walker at number 15 overall, noting Walker fell into the team's lap. But during his explanation, Jeremiah acknowledged the Falcons' interest in Pierce, who he ultimately projected to slide out of the first round entirely. "I think this is the year Atlanta addresses the pass rush in round 1, Jeremiah said. "There's a lot of chatter about James Pierce Jr. going to the Falcons." The final answer comes Thursday night. Atlanta Falcons 2025 NFL Draft. Primer picks, needs, projections from when they're on the clock to who they may take. Here's everything to know about the Atlanta Falcons entering the 2025 NFL Draft. Months of scouting players, visiting schools, attending pro days, and hosting prospects at team headquarters culminates in a 3-day shot for the Atlanta Falcons to upgrade their roster and snap a 7-year playoff drought. The 2025 NFL Draft spans Thursday through Saturday in Green Bay, Wisdaris, just outside of Lambeau Field. Festivities begin at 8 p.m. Thursday on NFL Network, ESPN, and ABC. Here's a look at all things Falcons, from total picks to mock draft projections. As the moment of truth draws closer, what picks do the Falcons have? Atlanta has only 5 selections, tied with the Washington Commanders for the second fewest in the NFL. The Minnesota Vikings are last with 4 picks. Here's when the Falcons pick in each round: round 1, number 15 overall round 2, number 46 overall round 4, number 118 overall round 7, number 218 overall round 7, number 242 overall. The Falcons traded their third-round pick to the New England Patriots for outside linebacker Matthew Judon in mid-August, and they lost their fifth-round pick for tampering with quarterback Kirk Cousins, receiver Darnell Mooney, and tight end Charlie Warner in free agency of 2024. Atlanta dealt its sixth-round pick to the Los Angeles Rams for receiver Van Jefferson in a trade during the 2023 season. The Falcons' 2 seventh-round choices initially belonged to a pair of Los Angeles teams. They received one from the Rams in the Jefferson trade and another from the Chargers in exchange for quarterback Taylor Heineke last August. What time will the Falcons make their pick? Going off recent history, at numbered 15 overall, the New York Jets selection in 2023 was announced at 10 p.m., and the Indianapolis Colts pick in 2024 came at roughly 9:53 p.m. So if one doesn't want to watch the entire event but aspires to see the Falcons on the clock, turn your television over at around 9:45 p.m. Notch just to be safe. What are the Falcons' biggest needs? The Falcons finished second to last in the NFL with 31 sacks in 2024. They need to add both edge rushers and defensive tackles, and could also use more help at linebacker. Atlanta returns its top 4 cornerbacks from last season, but adding high-end talent around A.J. Terrell and finding a solution in the slot is also on the table. The Falcons can also upgrade at safety next to Jesse Bates III. Offensively, Atlanta is in the market for an offensive tackle with left-handed quarterback Michael Penix Jr. Right tackle Caleb McGarry is the blindside protector. McGarry's contract expires after 2025. One name to watch is William Mary offensive tackle Charles Grant, who visited the Falcons during the process, and Atlanta's offensive line coach Dwayne Ledford attended Grant's pro day. Who are the Falcons drafting? Atlanta, which has drafted offensive skill position players in each of general manager Terrey Fontenot's 4 seasons at the helm, has been commonly tied to pass rushers in the 2025 draft. Falcons head coach Raheem Morris visited Marshall University's pro day, where outside linebacker Mike Green had an impressive workout, and Morris also attended Texas A&M's pre-draft showcase. The Aggies are led by defensive end Shamar Stewart, but have 2 likely second-round picks in defensive end Nick Scorton and defensive tackle Shamar Turner. Morris pro day rounds included trips to Ohio State and Georgia. The Falcons have spent time with Bulldogs linebacker Jalen Walker and defensive end Michael Williams, among others. The latest name gaining steam is Tennessee outside linebacker James Pierce Jr., who the Falcons hosted for an official 30 visit during the pre-draft process. And now, Dirty Birds fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Dirty Birds. I'll be back any moment with more Dirty Birds news. ATL, rise up.